So lastly on the list I have, which is probably my game of the week because of the importance of this game. And that would be USF traveling to Boise to take on Boise State. This is the most important game of the week, because USF needs to take advantage of every big opportunity it gets. And this is a big opportunity for the Dons. This Boise State team has been in the NCAA tournament each of the last couple years. This is a Boise State team that is expected. They probably expect to be back in the NCAA tournament. They were picked to finish second in the Mountain West. They have a number of players still coming back from teams that were in the tournament. This was a team that was a top 30 defense each of the last couple years. This Boise State team is good, and you're walking into their building in the first week of the season, and you're going to have to bring your A game right away against this team. Tyson Denninghart is one of the guys coming back for Boise State. He was an all Mountain West preseason pick. 6'8" guy who was playing out of position a year ago. He was playing a lot more center. With some of the transfers they've brought in, he's going to be able to be on the perimeter a lot more, which is going to obviously help benefit him. He was a 14-point per game scorer a year ago, 5.3 rebounds. So something that USF has to key in on. And one of the other guys you really have to watch is going to be Max Rice. This is Leon Rice's son, the head coach's son. 6'5" guard, 14 points per game, 4.6 rebounds. He was a 40% three-point shooter as well. And this is a pretty well-balanced team. While they haven't been as offensively focused, they have some lethal offensive weapons that you have to make sure that you contend with. And Max Rice is one of them. He dropped 25 against Texas A&M. He had 26 in one of the contests against San Diego State. This is going to be a tough matchup for USF. The point guard play, I think, is going to be key. Marcus Staver is gone. He was one of the keys for Boise State. And where is that going to come for USF? Are we going to see more of that be Marcus Williams early on? Are we going to see Mike Sharavjams really step into that role immediately and take over? And that's going to be the challenge for USF. How quickly can they turn this thing over? How quickly can they get this thing rolling? Because Boise's going to be ready because there's some level of continuity returning. They're going to be on their home court. They're going to be revved up for the first week of the season. Can USF go on the road, put it all together, and be ready for a team that fully expects to be back in the dance, fully expects to be right in the mix again? This might be where we have to see guys like Josh Coonan, Isaiah Hawthorne be a little bit more assertive in that. We're going to have to see, I think, Jonathan Mogbo be that defensive guy right away for the Dons. I think we're going to need to see some of the offensive burst from someone like Robbie Beasley a little bit early on. So I think it's a challenge. I do think that this is probably an opportunity where USF is going to drop this one. I think this is going to be a good game. I do think that they're going to challenge Boise. I think that at this time, in this moment, it might be a little bit of an uphill climb for USF as they're still trying to put pieces back together and build into this year. But I do think that this game is game of the week because, again, USF's opportunities are more limited than some of the others in the WCC. They do open with Boise. They will have Grand Canyon, who's also a sleeper pick. They do have Arizona State, Vandy, Utah State, Fresno State. But this is going to me. This is a tone setter. If USF can get a win at Boise, it really changes the narrative right away of what USF could end up being. Because as I've said, I think USF might have the best shot of the non-St. Mary's Gonzaga teams to make the NCAA tournament. And this Boise State game is one of the reasons why. USF brought in a ton of talent. Now it's time to prove it. And And that kind of leads me into who is my player to watch this week. And I'm going with Mongolian Mike. It's Mike Shavjans. There's been a lot of hype around what he's capable of doing, that he can run the point. He's a 6'8" guy who has all the talent in the world, top 100 guy, just didn't get as much opportunity at Dayton. And now he's going to get that shot. Now we're going to be able to see what he can do, and he's going to be tested really early on with some high level competition in Boise State. They do have Bethesda on Monday night, but that they should run away with that one pretty easily. It's the game against Boise that's going to be a huge eye-opening thing, I think, for not only this USF team, but also for Sharaf Johnson, just seeing where he is in his progression, where he is in his development. Obviously, I'm not saying that this is the make or break game, because it's not. It's game 2 of the season. It does, in the grand scheme of things, there's a long way to go. But if he comes out the gate sharp, if he comes out the gate and looks like the guy that many believe that he can be in game 1, in game 2, it's going to say so much about what this team is going to be capable of moving forward throughout the rest of the non-conference and then into conference play.